All right, we are back. So obviously he's acting as if he's unfazed by this. So
Mhm.
what do you feel about this particular story?
It just goes to show that he's a narcissist, just zero
Mm,
remorse, uh, unable to take responsibility for his actions. And as far as people voting for him, they still will because it's basic human psychology. When it comes to something small, people can change their minds and be swayed. But when it comes to someone's whole worldview, something that's really important to someone, foundational to their being. So in this case, his followers and how they view the country through a lens of Donald Trump, they are not going to be swayed by much of anything because they would have to change a whole lot in terms of their basic beliefs at this point to realize that Trump is not out for their best interests or anyone else's, just his own. So
yeah.
it, his followers are going to be his followers to the end at this point.
I've posed this question to a couple of friends, like people that we've kind of discussed this, his strategy. Do you feel that Trump actually believes all the stuff that I don't believe he does? Because you have to look back on the
Mhm.
history of Trump. He used to be a very like, out. He was vocally like a Democrat.
Mhm.
He campaigned hard for them, in the past. But I think he realizes that with the conservative base, he has a lot of flunkies that are
Mhm.
mindless minions,
Mhm.
and he can manipulate them so he can get in and do a lot of push a lot of his agendas. And I saw that because
Mhm.
they'll go hardcore for him. And I think a lot of them are so stupid that he'll like you said, he's a true narcissist. And those people, they know how to manipulate people, they know how to move people around like chess pieces. And you got to realize that this man's a billionaire. So he didn't get to that status, playing fair. He
Well,
had to play chess. Yeah.
yeah, although I wouldn't credit his wealth to being intelligent, though, per se, since again he did get like what $1 million to start with from his father anyway, so he was born into
Yeah.
money, so that does count for something. And as far as the conservatives, it doesn't. I feel like it doesn't take much to really get on your team, honestly. Like it's what the Democrats and Republicans did like years ago when they switched parties, more or less. It just
Hmm.
some are just really desperate and looking for a strong man to follow. And it's not hard to say a few right words and phrases to give them something to grasp onto when they are frustrated with their lives and
Yeah.
just want someone they want to believe.
Hmm.
They may not deep down in their hearts believe it, but they really want to believe that someone is out there who has power, who thinks the same way they do. And I mean, I know that a lot of these followers don't believe a lot of what he says. They know he's lying, but they do believe that he is also a rich, arrogant, older white man who they think is on their team just because of race and gender. So, and
And it just, yeah, and it's always, it's always fascinated me too that a lot of these people that align with him, it's like he doesn't. I don't know. There's his his views and his lifestyle doesn't align with yours. Like his interest doesn't
mhm,
align with theirs. And it's just like, you guys are wanting to go hard for the conservatives, and like you guys, most of you guys aren't in the top 1%. You guys, they look at you as common trash. Let's just be honest with you. So I've never understood how these people go so hard for Trump. And and I know this, like, it's kind of crazy too, because I noticed a lot. It's been more people saying that a lot of black people are considering voting for Trump,
yeah,
because of how the Democrat Party has
mhm,
dropped the ball in many aspects, and it just didn't start with Biden. A lot of people feel like we've been voting Democrat for so long, but where has it gotten us? So it's one of those things now where this election can go either way. Like, I know we're kind of veering off from what we were talking about as far as this case is concerned, but I feel like this is going to be a very interesting election this year. I'm really fascinating to. I'm more fascinated, honestly, to see what Trump's going to do on the campaign trail. How is he going to address all of his legal issues? And then you have the issue. It's so much going on. Like, I don't know how he is going to get all of this. I think if he plays it strategically, if he gets into office, he can maybe, I don't know, overturn all this stuff and get himself out of legal trouble. So I think it's going to be interesting to see, like, if they're going to kind of speed up the wheels as far as like getting all these cases and all these things through the court system before the election. I don't know. This is going to be a very interesting election. And I feel like we're going to see a lot of things that we've never seen before. Like, we're already seeing stuff. So it's I don't know.
On one reason, I wish I could just leave the country and move to Paris or something. But although they have issues in Europe too, so that's not gonna fix it. But as far as Black people and Democrats, like, I feel like we never voted for them because we liked them anyway. People always try to make us feel bad for voting Democrats, saying that they're no better and that they're controlling us or something, and that's not true. Black people are intelligent people. We know that they're not gonna fulfill our needs, but it's kind of like voting for the lesser two evils at times. That's what we try to do, but we know they're not gonna actually help us. It's not a matter of believing them; it's just a matter of what's gonna hurt me the least at this point. And because we don't have any party in this country that's really for us, and we've always known
that's
that.
true.
So it's people who pick at us saying, "Oh, you're on the Democratic plantation," and try to make us feel like we're wrong for voting a certain way. It's because, I mean, we know already that they don't really care about us. Like, it's just really demeaning to pretend that we are just voting for things we don't believe in, and that we're not thinking these things through. Like, we're highly intelligent. We just have very few options at this point.
Yeah, we do. And I feel like there's paid Black people, like I call them paid Negro minions on both sides. Like, a lot of them are paid on both sides, and they will sell the community out. You have some, I believe there's paid people on the conservative side that are trying to get Black people to come over to the Republican side. And I think there's Democratic shields too.
Isn't that what happened to Candace Owens anyway? Wasn't she like a victim of some kind of racism years ago?
Yes.
And now she's the black face of like conservative women or something. So
I can't even take her seriously. And I'm glad you brought that up. Like, you have some of these conservatives like Candace Owens, which she spews all this vitriol towards Black society, and especially Black Americans. And a lot of people got to realize is she's not what we call foundational Black American. She's not Black American. So that's why it's so easy for her to sell us out. But you talk about us, you talk about that there's no racism. It's all in our minds, and in this, that, and the other. And you're caping hard for white supremacy, but you yourself benefited from, some of these laws, anti-discrimination laws, and now you're sitting on your platform acting as if there's no racism and we need to pull ourselves up by the bootstrap. And I have a problem with that pull yourself up by the bootstraps type of politics, because it's easy for you to say that, but when you hit a lick or you sell yourself out, or you want to get out here, and I hate using this term, but I just don't use the term. You're bed winching, and now you want to look down on the Black people, and it's like, girl, you are just sad. And I'm gonna tell you, she's gonna have her wake up call. Like, just like when they're gonna get tired of her, they're gonna throw her away, like they did Stacey Dash and all these other people that caped hard for people and said that, you know, there's no discrimination, there's no this, that, and the other, they're going to use you up and throw you to the curb. And the thing is, they don't respect people that don't have loyalty to their own people.
Well,
So
the point thing about that is each one of them doesn't really think that they will be thrown aside because they're the kind of people who feel like they are an exception to any rule. I've known, like, I knew a black Trump voter and supporter years ago who had a lot of the same views that, like, only he is important, the rest of us don't matter, only his family, and that anything that happens to black people won't happen to him because he's so special. There's cops who pull him over just because he's black. He can talk his way out of it because he's so smooth, he thinks, and that things that will screw the rest of us over will somehow be a chance for him to make more money off of the suffering of his own community. So these are also, he was diagnosed as a sociopath. So there is that element as well. And also do keep in mind that, like, narcissists, sociopaths can make up like maybe 10% of the population anyway, or any given population. So yeah, it's always people who are arrogant and think that the rules for the rest of us will not apply to them because they're so special.